Hey guys! Before we start the video, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. Now let's jump in. Space and time are the two fundamental dimensions of the universe. Space is three-dimensional, whereas time is one-dimensional. The concept of space and time has been debated by scientists for centuries. However, there are some mysteries in space and time that can only be revealed through scientific experiments. The idea that space expands after an explosion was first proposed in the 1920s by Albert Einstein. He called this phenomenon the cosmological principle. It states that matter in the universe is evenly distributed, which means that there is no center or edge to our universe. What we know as a Big Bang was just an explosion of energy from this spherical distribution of matter in all directions, which eventually became our universe with galaxies, stars, planets, and everything else we see today, with space expanding at an accelerating rate. The Big Bang theory is based on the current scientific opinion that the universe started from one point of pure energy, the Big Bang, which later exploded into the galaxies, stars, planets, and everything else we see today, which came into existence about 13.8 billion years ago. The universe has been on the scales of time since it started, so everything that happened had to happen after that. There's no point in wondering what did happen before the Big Bang, because no one knows, but we do know that there is more than just one point to the universe, and it is infinite. The concept of infinity is hard to understand because it's impossible to imagine what an infinite amount of anything would look like. But there are some things that we can wrap our head around. The Earth is about 6,500 years old as of today, and that's something even I can wrap my head around. The universe has been on the scales of time since it started, so everything that happened had to happen after that. There's no point in wondering what did happen before the Big Bang, because no one knows, but we do know that there is more than just one point to the universe. That's why it is impossible for a singularity to exist. An infinitely large mass would not fit in our view of the universe. Now, on to what an infinite amount of anything would look like. If you were to chain 100 of anything together, you would have 1 million. If you were to chain 10 of anything together, you would have 100 meters. So, if you were to chain 10 meters of anything together, your chain would go on for 1 billion 10 billion, is the amount that makes up a billion, million, and a trillion. The difference between these two numbers is an infinite number, so it's difficult to say how many it would take to make up a singularity. A singularity is possible if you are referring to the center of a black hole, which is typically invisible, but can be seen at the point when its mass surpasses its Schwarzschild radius, which limits its size, and the gravitational effect it has on the surrounding space. How do we know the properties of space and time? The question of how we know the properties of space and time is one that has puzzled humanity for centuries. It is now clear that space and time are not absolute but relative. In other words, they depend on the observer's frame of reference. In conclusion, space and time are the fundamental concepts that make up our universe. They are inseparable, and without them, there would be no life. The universe is an expanding entity, and it will continue to expand until it reaches a point where it cannot grow any further. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Peace.